Hello, everybody. Second one. It's going to be rough and ready, but it's also going to be very long because a lot of records are broken. This is a historic weekend in crypto. That's why I'm doing a twofer. There's simply too much to share that you need to know now. So the question is Solana still the black hole? Is it still the asymmetric bet in all of crypto? Well, that's what I try and figure out all the time. And this one is called Crazy Asymmetry because in investing in finance is a thing called risk-reward asymmetry, and it refers to situations where outcomes kind of are balanced between risk and reward. So, for example, you could buy a call option on an asset, and your downside is the premium you paid, but you could have crazy unlimited upside if the thing kicks off. Oh, by the way, thank you, Sean Donnelly, Metageist, TNT Tesla, who else am I missing here? Elga and Nick M and Engel Blackson. Appreciate you all coming. We have Solana fans in the audience today. But anyway, for Solana, I believe it has crazy upside and very limited downside based on the data I'm about to show you. But you can judge for yourselves based on the data. But again, records broken. Crazy things have happened this weekend. Let's get into it. Thank you all for coming. And of course, I'm just a guy on the internet, not financial advice. And thank you to everybody on Patreon too. First of all, let's look at this chart today. We have one dark green spot in the whole of crypto today. One dark green spot, and that is Solana up a whopping 17.2% after being up big yesterday. Thank you as well, DBF, for coming. So what the heck is going on? Well, guess what? We just hit another new all-time high today as well. And it's stunning to think that just 5 days ago, this asset was 40% lower. And I kept on saying, stack it under 180, stack, stack, stack. However, I didn't expect it to move so fast. I knew there'd be some runs into January 20th and everything else we've been talking about for a long time. Moto, thank you for coming. But we just hit a new all-time high of $270.50, which is not bad. But we'll get more into that later. And it's been a rough ride since 2021, but I'm still holding on for dear life, as they say. But let's talk about some record-breaking stuff. Solana breaks all records. All records. Its 24-hour DEX trading volume skyrockets to over $10 billion. The first chain ever in the history of the planet and crypto to hit this, with nearly 50% dominance. In fact, that changed as well. The Solana's volume now outpaces the combined total of all other chains. We already know 67% of all transactions happen on one chain for all 30,000 cryptos. Okay, that's the Solana black hole, as you know. That's why you watch this channel. Now, other crazy news too. Solana's Phantom, I should say, is now the top 5 iOS utility in the App Store, which is insane. Never happened before. Again, crypto adoption is rampant. Phantom is the gateway drug for it. And we also had some more history yesterday as well. David Sachs speaking at the Crypto Ball in Washington, D.C. last night. The reign of terror against crypto is over, and the beginning of innovation in America for crypto has just begun. That is huge. Absolutely big news as well. And of course, usual FUD that's out there. We like to dispel. A lot of people thought, oh, the VCs are bad. Yeah, they dump their bags. Well, David Sachs is actually a Solana holder. This is his tweet. One of the dumber attacks on yours truly this year was that I dumped Solana bags on retail. If that were true, they would be making a fortune right now. Congratulations to all the Sol hodlers. Anyway, he still holds, and he said as much in the all-in pod. Also, Solana simply smokes the rest. This is from Gumshoe. And Solana performance with 11.4 billion worth of volume, not 10 billion, but now 11.4 billion, all other chains combined. When you look at this, actually, it's kind of interesting to see the relative volumes across some of the other chains. Let me try and blow this up so I can read these numbers. Hold on a second. Solana 11.4, Binance 2.8, Ethereum 2.8, Base 1.94, Arbitrum, 776 million. And then it goes down the line to pretty much nothing. But as usual, as I've always said, the way of the world is the winner takes most. There aren't 10 winners. There's one winner that takes most, and then the number 2 player gets the last 10, 15%. That's just how it works. at least in all other industries. And I always believed it would happen in crypto as well. So here we are. Also, Solana is draining all other chains. Largest ever daily inflow from other chains in the past 24 hours, $135 million. Bonkers. Completely bonkers. What does this look like? A visual? Well, most of the money is coming in from places like Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, all into the Solana black hole. Again, people go where the action is. They go where the goodies are. We'll talk about some of those goodies as well that people are shopping for. Because, again, the last 24 hours have been completely nutty. All right? Absolutely nutty. Thank you. Moto coming as well. So, sorry if I'm a bit tired. Big day today. Big day last night too. Not a lot of sleep. And this is from Glassnode. Glassnode, by the way, not only do they now cover Bitcoin, but also, they've always covered Bitcoin, they also do on-chain analytics for Solana, which is great. Something I've been looking for a long time. And here they have the net realized profit loss and shows that capital is flowing in. Solana has consistently maintained a positive net capital inflow since early September 2023, with only minor outflows. They're little red, orange blips on the chart where there are outflows. But now we don't have the data yet for January, but I guarantee you it's going to be insane. And this sustained influx of liquidity has assisted in stimulating growth and price appreciation. Of course, I always say follow the money. And in bringing in peak inflow is about 776 million per day, I think, if I read that correctly on this chart. And that happened back in Q1, Q2, 2024. And I guarantee you a lot more capital is going to come in 2025. And maybe part of what this guy kicked off last night gave people some insight as to what is perhaps coming. We're not sure. We're just speculating here. Now, this is very interesting again. James Van Straten always has cool observations. And sometimes people, James loves Bitcoin and MicroStrategy and stuff like that. And he said, this is how investing in the asset class crypto will evolve. In 2025, top of the funnel is Trump token, then Solana, then ETH, then Bitcoin. In 2028, top will be Bitcoin, Bitcoin bonds, Bitcoin equities, and then crypto. We shall see how it evolves. All I do know is if you appraise things the way I do, based on adoption and Metcalfe's law and network effects and all that type of stuff, you get a different result, very different result. Technically, if Metcalfe's law is a thing and the power of the network is a thing, Solana is drastically undervalued. Let's get into some more of the data. This is from our SCP profiler, one of our many, many hundreds of dashboards. The SCP ecosystem, total value locked in US dollars. You can see number one is still Ethereum, which has a lot of staked stuff in there too. And number two is now Solana. Solana just eclipsed TRON, the stablecoin chain, to be now number two. Now, in other news too, one of my favorite metrics is to calculate, again, relative valuations of cryptos. Let's check in on the most overvalued and undervalued assets. You don't want a big blue bar here, ladies and gentlemen. Some people misinterpret this chart a lot. But if you look at it very carefully, you'll see the winner is, for the most overvalued token out there after XRP, is Cardano, with $555,000 of fully diluted market cap per transaction. And I know that Cardano people say, well, we have many transactions in one transaction. Yeah, but if you calculate the number of transactions per user and then you break that into the number of transactions, not really at all. Second, Stacks, $367,000. Third place, Ethereum, $313,799 of fully diluted market cap per transaction. And you see Solana is down there at $2,000. And by the way, a lot of people talk about SUI. SUI is $11,000 per transaction. So you could argue that SUI is 5.5 times more expensive. And what I do is I create composite scores of valuations of all these different metrics to identify what's cheap and what's not. Right now, SUI is far more expensive, 5.5 times more expensive than Solana using this metric. I own SUI, by the way, too, but I have much more Solana in full disclosure. Also, like we kind of touched on before from DGen News, Solana captures over 50% of total 24-hour DEX volume across all chains. Again, Every time you look at this snapshot, it changes, goes 11.4 billion, 10.3 billion, 11.6 billion, because it's a moving target. But 53.03% of all DEX volume is happening on one chain, and that's only going to grow as we go forward. And other stuff, shout out to Marty. This is the birth of PolitiFi on Solana. And T, per Marty, has changed the game with a new coin that was launched last night. We'll talk a bit about that because it is pretty record-breaking as well, on top of all the other records that were broken. And I don't want to get political, but I do want to showcase how crypto is impacting things. Every politician will launch their own token to prove their worth with the full democratic, decentralized ethos. The birth of PolitiFi and a new use case of blockchain. Democracy, vote with your money. Put your money where your mouth is. And Kirby, thank you so much for coming too. But we've seen as well how Polymarket is extremely effective as well. When people put their money where their mouth is, the results tend to be correct. But there's more, a lot more. This is kind of a bonkers statistic. There is a thing called DJT, which is Trump Media and Technology Group. Their market cap is 8.68 billion. Well, in just 24 hours, a brand new token, a meme token, became 2.4 times larger than the publicly traded DJT company on NASDAQ. Again, crypto is taking over fast. Where else could you possibly raise so much money in such a short window of time? It's insane, completely insane. And one meme on Solana, this is crazy, flips Ethereum in on-chain volume. And we know the name of that meme. That is also completely bonkers. One little meme does more than Ethereum. Crazy. Hope the ETH people are okay out there. Anyway, Sol also, Marty once again, sets a new benchmark. $1 billion in market cap was created in 19 minutes. Never happened before. Yet another record. What is it? 4 records now? 5 records so far? And per Marty, Solana is money velocity. There's never been an economic system this efficient that moves this fast and is this scalable and does so many transactions per second. And we're still so early. And this is a little bit of a fun little post here from Solana legend. Gary Gensler is watching Donald Trump launch a meme coin hours after he leaves the SEC. It's just, and full disclosure, I don't think Trump had anything to do with this. It's probably his son Barron or somebody else. Trump, I doubt, has any time to be playing with this type of stuff. Either way, it's just, you've got to laugh at the craziness of the world we live in. And in 24 hours, one meme coin becomes the 4th largest meme coin across all chains on the planet. Again, the speed. I've been warning people again about how things will move so much faster in the world as we go forward. Not only will people leave loyalty behind and move towards other chains, as we saw with the money flow, the debridging that's happening here, but also things will happen very fast, and things will be derailed very fast, and things will grow very fast. And that's exactly what we're seeing here in just 24 hours. Again, more records. And also, scale matters. There's only one chain that can do it. And I've been saying for years that 15 TPS on Ethereum is not going to cut it for today's world. And remember, when ETH launches 5,000 NFTs, it gets congested in 10 minutes and gas fees shoot above $100. Solana handles $1 billion of volume in 2.5 hours with a transaction fee of less than 1/3 of a cent, which is crazy. Again, and Marty says, let this be the final time I tell you, sell ETH and buy SOL right now. In fact, I had a bunch of people reach out to me today. What should they do with their ETH? They're so disappointed. It's gone nowhere. It has gone a little bit, but compared to other assets, they feel like they've missed the party. Anyway, that's from Marty, so we shall see. Also, other chains are on fire. This is from Marino. Jupiter has a big burn incoming. I forgot to share the exact amount, but about 30% of the actual tokens will be burnt. That will make it hard, and that will drive up the price of Jupiter. Jupiter has just in the last 24 hours or so become my largest SOL alt position, okay, because of this action. And I like to buy in the low 50s, 60 cents, and now it's shot up literally 55% in 5 days. Solana shot up over at one stage today 40% in 5 days too. It is crazy how fast this market moves. And as I also say, risk happens fast, and we're seeing some of that now as well. Speaking of another crazy asset, we have to see how it opens next week. SOL Strategies, also a bag holder, got into it in September. It's up 3,230% since September. That's 14 weeks ago or something crazy. Insane move. And this is a company that not only it's like the MicroStrategy of Solana, except they also run validators where they earn a lot of money too. But God knows what it's going to open at next week. So congratulations to all those holders as well. And if not more, Solana as well. Just 3 little dApps on Solana made more than ETH in 2024. I'll break down the fees in 1 second. Radium, Jito, and Solana, of course, all made a lot more in fees than Ethereum. And the old stuff just shrivels up and dies. Sir Winston, thank you. Again, you've heard it here for years now. Let's look at all the fees for all the chains. Again, this is from our Crypto Compendium and our SCP Profiler. You can see here Solana. These are fees over the last 24 hours. $4.762 million into the leading chain called Solana. Number 2, Ethereum, 3.8 million. Number 3, the stablecoin chain TRON, 1.9 million. And then Bitcoin, 939,000. Solana is doing more than 5 times the fees that Bitcoin is doing. And it's charging a fraction. We're talking 1,000th of the fees. Can you just imagine the transactions? Yeah, you know the transactions. Insane amount of activity across millions of daily active users. Many of them transacting 7 to 10 times a day. You make it up in volume, literally. It's not like 1999 and the dot-com boom and then bust. Now, still more before we get into all the charts and TA and price prediction and models. SOL ETF, is it coming in 2025? Well, the odds on Polymarket now are a 77% chance. Yes. There's lots of FUD around last week saying, oh, the ETFs aren't coming till 2026. And yeah, well, I trust Polymarket than I do FUD on mainstream media. And even JPMorgan thinks it's coming too. And SOL ETF would track between 2.7 billion to 5.2 billion of inflows. If they do get that, that's conservative right now. Can you imagine what that'll do to the price? And remember, hardness is going up, inflation is going down. And what makes this one very different, if there is a SOL ETF, there is no grayscale to be dumped on, which means inflows would actively push Solana higher. Okay? That is big. Very, 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 very big. Remember all the FUD a couple of weeks ago about the unlock in March, which equates to less than 2% of the circulating supply? Yeah. Distant memory, as we said, it would be. Now, DePIN as well is growing very fast. This data only goes up to November. Hope to get December soon from Syndica. Remember, we're only in the beginning of January. But shout out to Render. I own Render. I own Nasana. I own Helium. And I think I've got a little bit of Hive Mapper. I get confused with those tokens. Swiping, no swiping, thank you for coming. But you can see here Render growing very fast. And Nosana will start growing very fast because their mainnet just went live. And this DePIN sector is going to be very, very big in 2025. I see very strong demand. I see very strong revenue growth. And it is also, I believe, it could be one of the largest revenue drivers as well for the Solana chain as we go forward. Again, everything is being built now on this one blockchain. And that's where all the users are going. It's all the activity is happening. It's where all the fees are happening. All roads, literally, leading to you know where. Let's get into some charts and models. And then you can make up your own mind as to how high this puppy could go in 2025. Let's check the price right now. $254. It did go as high as $270 today. So it's off a little bit, but so is Bitcoin. But they'll go back up. Remember, it's still early in the weekend. This is the Solana technical analysis time. First of all, this is my DOM chart. Dom from that movie with the cars, perhaps. Now, a lot has changed with the new administration, the fact that it's a leading chain, the fact that it is trading at 30% the market cap of ETH, but does infinitely more in every metric you can imagine. So, does Solana deserve to be maybe at 5% crypto dominance in the future? The answer is hell yeah. Now, if Solana gets to 5% dominance, And if we get to a $10 trillion market cap, which Milk Road thinks we can, that would take the price to $1,114, which would be freaking insane considering many were buying at $8 and $10, during the bear. Billions made in the bear, remember that? So the question is, do you believe 5% dominance is possible? If so, and we then just figure out where the market cap goes, crypto market cap. If we go to 6.4 trillion CMC, which I believe is very achievable, and 5% dominance, that'd be $713. And you can see I've become a lot more bullish. But if you want to be a little more conservative, you could imagine dominance stays, say, at 3%. And crypto market cap only goes to 5.4. That takes us 361. Either way, 361 is a lock. $500 is a lock. If things kick off insanely and we go to 10 trillion market cap, if there's a Bitcoin strategic, Bitcoin reserve, all that type of stuff, we're hitting 10 trillion. Then you could, theoretically, if this model works, have $1,000 Solana. Again, crazy to even think about. No hopium here, just data, okay? That's what I rely on. And this is funny. 2 weeks ago, I shared this exact chart when I did my 2025 price predictions for Solana. Check out that video. By the way, there'll be a Solana-only playlist at the very end, just Solana videos, and you'll find that price prediction video which has like 150,000 views. It's very popular, but I said this 2 weeks ago. I said, during the bull market, it's very rare for Solana to be under the 200-day moving average of this pair chart SOLBTC. 2 weeks ago, I said this is a crazy buying opportunity, 165 to 180, get in. Now, I didn't expect this to happen. We just spiked above the 200-day, and it all happened pretty much in 24 hours, which is crazy. Now, if you look at the gains of SOLBTC since over the last 2 years, Solana has beaten Bitcoin by 328%. But we've had that choppy range since early 2024. You could argue that from the beginning of 2024 to today, this pair chart has done nothing. They equate each other. And remember, Bitcoin had a bonkers year. Solana, not so much. But maybe 2025 is the rampage year for Solana again. 2023 was a rampage year. 2024, compared to Bitcoin, flat. 2025, we shall see. Fun to watch. And SOL ETH, for the people that didn't sell their ETH and they held on to it instead of buying SOL, well, this pair in the last 2 years is up 850%, which means you got 850% more return by holding SOL than ETH. So that's painful for those folks out there that stayed with the older technology. But, we have to shout out to ETH because they made things like smart contracts possible way back in the day, 8 years ago. Let's check in on the SOL upside model. Again, there'll be a link for it afterwards. But right now, we just briefly touched 33% of ETH market cap again 2 weeks ago. And many years ago, I said it's only a matter of time before SOL should easily be appraised at 1/3 of the market cap of ETH. And the market cap of ETH is going down, so it's actually reaching a little bit faster. As ETH crashes, market cap falls, and it's easier for it to touch. But I do believe we'll hit at least 50% of ETH. That goes to $409, and 70% of ETH is $569. Again, that would just be logical, but crypto is not logical, so we don't know if that's going to happen, but check for yourself. Now, if ETH recovers and goes to $5,000, all these numbers go straight up as well, in proportion. Remember that. Also, let's look at the Solana on the ATR model. Again, 2 weeks ago, it was at level 4. It candled all the way down there to, it was about $160. And today, it went to above 270. Again, it broke out a new range on the ATR model, which is a new all-time high, which is a new level 6. And again, it's all pretty easy to see there. And dominance, Solana dominance, which is critical for this model here. You pick your dominance of where you believe it's going to go, and then you determine where you're going to go from there based on the total crypto market cap. SOL dominance shoots from 2.7% to 3.5% just in 4 or 5 days. Big move. Massive move. I think about $35 billion of market cap was added to Solana just in that time frame, which is crazy. Now, update from all the charts, all the models, all the data that you will find nowhere else on the internet. Nobody works as hard as my team to make this happen every day for you for free. So hope you like it. Let's get into the conclusion. real quick. Solana is still the completely dominant chain, and I do not see that slowing down. DexVol is smoking all chains combined. Stablecoin TVL is growing very fast. I forgot to share a chart on that. New dApp development is off the charts. 67% of all transactions across all chains are on one chain called Solana. AI agents are blowing up on Solana too. And AI, I believe, is the narrative for 2025. We'll dig more into that next time. But this is another summary of where we could go in 2025 from friend of the channel, Mert. And he put this very succinctly. Solana 2025. Reduced inflation, double block space, Fire Dancer is already live, DevX fixed, 4 to 5 Q4 ETFs, maybe Q3, maybe even Q2. We don't know. That'll be huge. America First Crypto Reserve. This is a rumor, by the way. They want American blockchains to be part of a crypto reserve. I don't think it's going to happen. I think if there is a strategic Bitcoin reserve, it should just be Bitcoin only. That's always been my take. There'll be faster internet through 00. Congestion is fixed. We saw crazy volume last night. And Solana didn't miss a beat. So, yes, it may have been fractionally slow, but still, nothing happened at all. And it got everything done. Several upcoming airdrops, home of tokens and startups, and even meme coins. And fastest growing development ecosystem crypto, which I've covered. Follow the devs videos. Security lawsuit from SEC failed. Bye-bye. HPL, thank you for coming. And stablecoin and real world asset momentum also coming in 2025, all leading to a glorious breakpoint in Abu Dhabi. And this is the crazy thing as well. He says Solana is only half the market cap of XRP. And XRP does what? Nothing. Do with this market asymmetry what you will. Point is, this is the best risk reward in crypto. Always balance risk and reward. All these videos are turned into Substacks if you want. Thank you to the team that does that as well. And hope you like the video. That was an update I had to get out because so much is happening today. So anyway, thank you all for having faith. And remember, when the markets suck and they're weak, that's the time to stack. Thank you once again to Team Detaza and Sean Donnelly. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Happy Saturday, everybody. Could be a nice weekend. And Monday is a big day too. So stay healthy, my friends. Enjoy the ride. See you tomorrow for a live Q&A at noon Pacific, which is 22 hours from now. Bye-bye. Thank you.